Hi guys, and welcome to Leslie Through the Looking Glass. My name is Leslie, for those of you who don't know me, and for those of you who do, thank you so much for coming to check out my first video on YouTube. This video I'm just going to give a quick rundown of what kind of content you're going to be finding on my channel, as well as some upcoming topics and things like that. If any of it sounds interesting to you and you want notifications, make sure you hit subscribe and turn on those bells just to the right of the video there. And give this a big thumbs up to let me know that you watched it so that I can know that I'm not just speaking to myself on the internet. Anyways, this channel is going to be focused mostly on my life and lifestyle and kind of things that are going on. For those of you who don't know, I've been struggling with anxiety since my daughter has been born, and turns out, looking back even further than that, but got much more severe when I got diagnosed with postpartum anxiety. And I've been going on quite the journey now that I'm getting some help and really working through my issues and things like that. It's caused a lot of challenges in my life, and so I'm just here to discuss it and bring some light to the matter, because I think, unfortunately, a lot of people are uncomfortable talking about mental health stuff, and I just want to start that conversation so people know they're not alone, and kind of use what I'm going through to at least be some good that I want to see, and hopefully make everybody feel a little bit better if they're going through similar things. And that way, just maybe give people out there some tips and hints on what I'm going through and how I'm coping with it. And maybe you guys will be going through something similar, and you can comment or message me and give me some ideas or tips that might be working for you. And we can help each other out like that. I'm also going to be going into some self-care things and the things I do to kind of release my stress and anxiety, and things that make me smile when I'm having a rough day. So I'm going to be going over, some workout things and yoga things that we've tried or that we're doing. And I'm going to do some Disney content. I have a Halloween box ordered, and I'm going to unbox that on the channel. Disney has always been my happy place. I'm going to be doing some pin mail pretty soon with another wonderful YouTuber who really inspired me to kind of get this off the ground. And Brian, thank you so much for answering all my questions. If you love Disney content, definitely check out BryRock75. I will do my best to figure out how to link his channel down below, and go check him out. He is super positive and super Disney and just a great person to follow. And with that being said, I'm going to go into just a little bit quickly on how I got to where I'm at now, what triggered my anxiety and stuff like that. And then my next video after this will be a Disney video, and I'm going to do my best to kind of keep the content separated for the most part. So usually if you'll see me with my Mickey ears on or a Disney shirt, I'll stick to Disney content. Otherwise, it'll probably be mostly what's going on with my life and what I'm doing to cope with it. The reason I got diagnosed with anxiety is I honestly thought I was having some sort of medical crisis, which kind of sounds dramatic, but at the time I was really panicked about it. I started having issues with my vision. I was forgetful way more than my normal forgetful self. Like I was forgetting coworkers' names when I had to put them in the computer, and I've worked with most of those girls for 7 years. And I was having trouble recalling that information. I was getting way more headaches than my normal. I think I already said blurry vision, stuff like that. And it was really scary. I was really worried that there was something medically going on, to the point that I went to the doctor, which I never do unless I have to. And they did blood work and ruled that out as any of the reason behind any of that. And after talking to my doctor, she said medically the next thing that we would try would be an MRI, just to make sure there's nothing showing up. But she recommended me going to talk to somebody based on our conversations. She thought a lot of it could be linked to my anxiety. At that point, I knew I was, stressing out about leaving my daughter at home, even though she stays with our moms and I, trust who she's with all the time. But I was always panicked that something terrible would happen to her and what my reaction would be and how it would get handled. And I just assumed that was normal mom stuff. I did not know that taking it to the extremes like I was, my anxiety controlling my thoughts and making me go to worst case scenarios all the time. And the doctor picked up on some of that when we were speaking. So I got myself in therapy, and to be quite honest, it started helping very significantly and very quickly. Unfortunately for me, COVID happened and kind of put therapy on the back burner because there was a big issue with only certain people are licensed to do telehealth, but then the state passed certain laws, but then they had to have secure platforms for HIPAA reasons. And so by the time that got off and running, I had just felt at that point I was doing pretty well and pretty controlled on my own. And I was just going to kind of wait it out a little bit and hopefully do in person when things started to open back up in our area. Well, things are still not all the way open back up in our area, and my office is still doing telehealth, and things started getting much worse again. I started seeing a lot more of those side effects I'd been seeing initially with my vision and my memory. I was just really struggling to keep my head above water. I was very worried about COVID-19. My daughter had fallen and gotten stitches, which, was one of my fears. And so I just had a lot going on, and I wasn't taking care of myself. I wasn't doing the work. I wasn't going to therapy. I wasn't working on my breathing. I wasn't doing my exercises. I wasn't taking care of myself. And by not taking care of myself, I was making home life more miserable for everybody. I was fighting with my husband because he couldn't understand what was going on, and I was doing nothing to help myself or explain what was going on and saying that I needed help. So I finally got back in with my doctor doing telehealth, and it's been a lot harder this time around because things are scary, and because there's more chaos in the world now than there was when my anxiety initially triggered. I'm having a much harder time getting a grip on it this time around. I am making baby steps, and I'm hoping that this gives me a little bit more control of my anxiety because I'm talking about it, and I'm hoping it'll make me recognize things as I go a lot quicker than I had been doing this whole time. So I am working on all of that, and I'm just going to share my journey with you guys. Anybody who's willing to listen or needs to hear it or is going through something similar and can just relate, I would love to have you here. And like I said, I hope to make this pretty interactive. I would love to hear tips or help from you guys if you have ideas or something that works great for you. Or just sharing stories. If you want somebody else to know you're going through the same thing, that's what I hope to do. I want everybody to realize that there's no need to be embarrassed about this. A lot of people are struggling with it, and I didn't realize that until I started going with it because people don't talk about it. It's easier not to talk about it and just kind of deal with it yourself, but that doesn't always work, and you need that support. And I'm lucky. I have great family and friends who have really been supportive. My husband, I told him I had this idea, and he said he knew it was coming because I've been watching so much YouTube as a way to kind of unwind, and he was supportive of me getting started on this. So I'm really hopeful that it will do a little bit of good in this world. So that's probably enough of an intro today. I don't want to get too deep too early on. In fact, my next video is going to be like I said, some Disney content. I'm going to do a little bit of Disney this or that so you can get to know my Disney side. And I have a couple small Jim Shore figurines that I'm going to open. So if you're a Disney content person, that's for sure coming up in the next, within the next week, if not sooner. And I hope you guys really take the time to subscribe, share this with people or friends that you may know who might be struggling and you think this might help. And if nothing else, just take with you the fact that we're all in this crazy world together right now, and just try to be kind because you don't know what anybody else is going through. And it's really easy to say that. And I'm not always the best at living that life. And really, we're all struggling. And when I'm having my rough days, I know that I can probably be short with other people or not so understanding. And that's one of the things I really want to work on, because you don't know. And hopefully we can all work together on this and make the world a brighter place, send some more smiles around even through all of our masks. And this world of uncertainty needs some good. So as my friend Brian would say, be the good you want to be. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. Like I said, please subscribe if you're interested in this content. Give me a quick like down there just so I know somebody has watched this video, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for stopping by.